All right, so this is the role play for the new agent series. We're just gonna go through a role play, and it's gonna try to keep this under 30 minutes or so, so it's easy to listen to. But Pierce is gonna give me some objections to the normal parts of the script where you typically will get them. I'm gonna have the script pulled up on my computer, so if you're watching this video and not just listening, you can follow along with the script. The whole point of this is just to give like a somewhat realistic example of what a live conversation with a client looks like, and can't put real conversations on YouTube because they include social security numbers. So here we go. All right. So ring, ring, ring. Answer the phone, Pierce.
Hello?
Hey, Pierce.
Yeah, this is Pierce who's
Hey, Pierce.
speaking.
Hey, Pierce. This is Joseph. I was just giving you a quick call here from Veterans Benefits FFL. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm all right.
Good, sir. So this call is just in regards to that request you had submitted for the new final expense and life options for veterans. I'm the medical underwriter who's been assigned to your file. I have your date of birth listed as January 1st, 1950. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct, but I don't remember submitting a request.
Yeah, no, I completely understand, sir. It looks like it was done a couple of weeks ago. Were you ever reached out to already? Did you already get anything in place for that, sir?
No, no.
Okay. And just really quickly here, Mr. Pierce, it does say on my side for the military status that you received an honorable discharge. So thank you for your service. We do not take it lightly.
Yeah, appreciate you.
You're welcome. And then when you had filled this out, was your main concern, like most veterans, just wanting to make sure that the funeral expenses didn't fall the burden on any of your loved ones?
Yeah, I guess so. Like I said, I don't really remember filling this out, but
Yeah. So the reason why they had these out there, Pierce, is a lot of veterans were under the impression that the VA covered the entire cost of their burial cremation, which sadly isn't the case. I mean, if it was up to me, of course they would, sir. They only cover the plot and the headstone. And whenever somebody passes away, it can leave a pretty big financial burden on the family, especially if they weren't expecting that. So
okay.
what we do is we help veterans with the discounted final expense and life options. Did you already have anything in place that was going to cover the cost of your burial or cremation for your family?
No, we don't have anything.
Okay. That might have been why you originally filled this out. And were you also trying to leave something extra behind as well, or mostly just worried about getting those expenses covered?
I mean, I guess just take care of those expenses.
All right, sir. That is simple enough. So typically we start with the most important thing, which is who we're looking to protect. So, God forbid, Pierce, if something did happen to you and you were to pass away, who would be the beneficiary in your life that would be responsible for paying for the funeral and picking up the pieces for you tomorrow?
I guess that'd be my wife,
Your wife? Okay. What's her name?
Mary.
Mary. Got it. And then same last name, I assume, correct, sir?
Yeah, same last name.
Perfect. Not trying to put you on the spot or anything, sir, but do you know Mary's date of birth?
Oof. 5/5/98.
All right, got it. And then God forbid, Mr. Pierce, if something did happen to you, would Mary be in the financial position to cover a funeral, or is that why you were looking into this?
I mean, should be all right.
Yeah,
But I guess that's why we're looking into it.
yeah. And that's, kind of the same thing with most veterans that I speak with, sir. Even if they could afford it, most veterans would rather just have a policy in place that'll cover that cost for their spouse. That way they aren't burdened with any expenses whenever that time does come. You know what I mean, sir?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And as far as like the income goes, are you like kind of the primary breadwinner in the household, sir?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So whenever you pass away, of course, she will lose a portion of your income, as you know.
right.
And that's just another reason why veterans do take advantage of these policies. just because they know whenever they go away, some of their income will go away as well, and they just
Right.
don't want to leave, their spouse in a financial situation like that.
Okay.
And then, just so I know the amount of coverage we'll be looking for here, sir, have you thought about whether you wanted to be buried or cremated one day?
Yeah, I mean, when it does come, I'll be buried.
Okay. And do you know what burials typically cost nowadays, sir?
Uh, I mean, I know they're getting expensive.
Yeah. So they're typically nowadays anywhere between 10 and $18,000, but typically between 10 and 15,000. It really just depends on the overall fanciness of the service, the opening or the closing, and then the type of casket and level of celebration the family goes with, okay?
Right, right.
And then besides what I help you with today, do you have any existing life insurance policies already in place, or would this be the first one for you?
I got something from work, and then I might have something little one,
Okay, I gotcha. With that little one outside of work, do you know how much coverage that's for?
maybe 10 or 20,000.
Okay. And then the work policy, that's probably something that's going to expire on you whenever you retire, correct?
I think I got it. Nah, I think I get to keep it. I'm not sure.
Okay, gotcha. Not really sure. Gotcha, sir. So then with this request here, you're probably just trying to make sure you have something that's permanent, that'll never go away, that's going to cover that burial cost. That way, the other policies you have can be used by Mary to replace your income, help with the household bills, and just leave some extra money behind. Is that the case, sir?
Yeah, yeah,
All right, perfect. And then what we'll do, just so you know, is spend like a minute or so on this yourself and financial situation. We'll make sure everything's comfortable and within the budget. And then we're going to go over a few health questions, and that's just going to help me navigate which one of the 26 veteran approved carriers would most likely give you the approval today. Does that make sense, sir?
yeah, it makes sense.
All right, perfect. And then I heard you mention work. Are you currently retired or are you still working, sir?
Still working at the moment,
Still working. That's awesome. What do you do for work?
selling insurance.
Selling insurance. Awesome, sir. What kind? Health insurance, car insurance?
Yep, health.
Health. Awesome, sir. How do you like it?
It's all right.
Very nice. And then with your, I know it can fluctuate, but with your job selling health insurance and then any pensions, retirements, anything like that you may receive, what would you say that you typically bring in per month, just to the ballpark?
I don't know. Yeah, 5, 6,000, 6,000.
All right, perfect, sir. You and Mary are doing just fine there, I'd say. And then there are two additional discounts that you may qualify for on top of being a veteran. The first being, are you a smoker or a non-smoker?
Non-smoker.
All right, perfect. And then, so you obviously qualify for the non-smoking discount. Just promise me you're not going to start smoking anytime soon, okay, sir?
No promises.
All right, all right. And then it says here you live in the great state of Georgia. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, perfect. So they do give you a little bit of an additional discount just for using a veterans partnered bank. Do you use a normal federal bank or a military branch credit union?
Yeah, just a local bank.
Local bank? Okay. If another veteran has already used that bank before, it'll get a small discount. So I'll double check the list. What's the name of the bank that you guys use?
Synovus.
Synovus. Okay, got it. Let me look that up here. Synovus Bank, Georgia. All right, perfect, sir. Looks like they have been used before, of course, so they are on the discount list as well. So that's good. And then a couple of quick health questions for you, sir. For your medical needs, do you come down to a VA or do you go to a civilian doctor?
I go to the VA. For most of it,
Okay.
civilian factor here and there.
They refer you out with the community care sometimes?
Yeah, something like that.
Gotcha. Okay. They taking good care of you though, sir, at the VA?
Yeah, they take care of me.
All right, perfect. And then in the last 5 years, have you had any heart attacks, heart failures, strokes, or stents?
No, no.
Very good. Any cancer?
Not that I know of.
God bless. Any diabetes?
Yeah, I got some diabetes.
Okay. Do you take metformin or insulin?
Type 2, yeah, metformin.
Metformin. Okay, gotcha. Any neuropathy, sir?
What's that?
Well, if you don't know what it is, it means you probably don't have it. But neuropathy is just when you have really bad tingling in the hands and feet, burning sensation, that sort of thing.
Okay, yeah, no.
Okay, gotcha. Very good. Any high blood pressure?
Yeah, I got some high blood pressure.
Okay. Are you taking any lisinopril, amlodipine, losartan, metoprolol, hydrochlorothiazide? Any of those names ring a bell?
Think I'm taking that amlodipine.
Amlodipine. Okay, got it. Any breathing complications or COPD?
Uh-uh, don't think so.
All right. Any anxiety or depression medication?
No, no, sir.
Any kidney or liver problems?
Nope.
And then in the last year, have you had any major hospitalizations that kept you in the hospital for more than a day or two?
No.
All right. And then last question for you. Roughly, what's your height and weight?
5'11", 185.
All right, perfect. We're about the same size there, sir. So just bear with me for 1 second here. I'm going to go ahead and punch all of this information into our veteran system and see what the best options available for you are, okay?
Okay.
And then before we go over the packages, I am going to explain how the process works. So it's not like going to the local grocery store where you just see it, like it, and buy it. With this sort of thing, we still have to get approved for it. And the carriers will look at what's called the Medical Information Bureau. It's the MIB report, and it's a collection of your medical records, hospitalizations, and prescriptions over the last few years. So it's not up to me or to the veterans to approve you, and it is up to the veteran carriers to approve you, sir, which is why I had to ask you the health questions. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, yeah, I think I got it.
All right, perfect, sir. And then, do you receive text messages on this phone?
Yeah, I do.
All right, perfect. There's just a new protocol here in the state where I legally have to send you over a copy of my Department of Insurance license just so that you have it for your records. So, in your text messages, you should see two different images. The first one is my state of Georgia Department of Insurance license, which has my license number, all my credentials from the state on there. And then after that, you'll see my Veterans Benefits contact card, which contains my full name, my NPN number, which is like my employee social security number. And then there's a picture of me, just so that you know the face behind the voice. So that should be in your text messages right now, Mr. Pierce. Let me know if you don't see that, okay?
Yeah, I just felt them come through.
All right, perfect. And then I'm going to give you some information here about the benefits that come with these plans specifically for our veterans. Do you have a pen and paper handy, sir?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess I can grab one.
Okay, yeah, take your time. Just want to have you jot a couple of terms down, and then we'll go through the numbers after that.
Okay. Give me a
All
sec.
right. Okay.
All right.
All right, sir. So the first thing I'll have you write down here is going to be immediate coverage. And immediate coverage simply means that as soon as the first premium is made, it is day one coverage. There's no 2 year
Okay.
waiting period or anything like that, like there are with most carriers. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
You can also write down locked in.
All
And
right.
yes, sir, locked in. Sorry to cut you off. And locked in simply means that the premium will never increase and the coverage amount that your wife Mary will receive will never decrease.
Okay.
You can also write down tax free.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yes, sir. And tax free simply means that the death benefit, the living benefit, and the cash value are one of the few things that surprisingly nobody has to pay Uncle Sam for. So there's absolutely zero taxes on these veteran plans for you or for Mrs. Mary one day, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
You can also write down living benefit.
Living benefit.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Living benefit just means that if God forbid, you get a terminal illness or the doctor says you only have a year or two to live, anything like that, and you'll be able to access 50% or half of the benefit tax-free while you're still living, just to
Uh,
make that process easier if God forbid something weird happens, okay?
yeah.
Can also write down cash value as the policy will accumulate cash value over time. So down the road, if you ever need to take money out of your policy, you always can at your own discretion.
Gotcha.
After that, you can write down double accidental payout. And double accidental payout means that if your cause of death is any sort of accident, like a car accident, slip and fall, choking, drowning, anything that isn't from illness or natural causes, and the coverage amount would double.
Okay.
So, just for an example, say you have a $10,000 policy and you happen to pass away in an accident, then Mary would receive 20,000 instead of 10,000, okay?
Right. Right. I like that.
And then lastly, on the benefits, last one to write down is permanent coverage. And
Permanent.
yes, sir. Permanent coverage just means that this coverage will never expire on you. These are whole life policies specifically for veterans, so they don't expire at any age, okay?
Okay.
Yes, sir. And then based on what you had told me here, Mr. Pierce, on wanting to make sure that we get this burial cost covered for your wife, Mary, so she's not coming out of pocket for anything, the system has built three packages of coverage, and you can decide on which option would make the most sense. But keep in mind, we can adjust it as you please because the goal here is to find the right amount of coverage for the best price. But at the end of the day, it does have to be comfortable for you. Does that make sense, sir?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
All right. So can you jot down for me bronze, silver, and gold, just like the three Olympic medals, bronze, silver, and gold.
Got it.
All right, perfect. So I'll start with the bronze option. The bronze option will cover a basic funeral expense as long as it's not on the super fancy end. It probably won't leave a ton of extra money behind, but it will cover the basic burial expense for Mary, which I know in this situation is the goal. And that would be a coverage amount of $10,000 with $20,000 of accidental coverage. And that would be 75 bucks a month with your veterans discount. The next option will be the silver option. This is the option I see most people lean towards because that would cover the full cost of the burial and factor inflation in the future so Mary isn't burdened by any expenses whatsoever. And that'll be a coverage amount of $15,000 with $30,000 of accidental coverage. And that would be 100 bucks with your veterans discount.
Okay.
And then lastly would be the gold option. The gold option would, of course, cover the full cost of any funeral service she could do and just leave the most amount of extra money behind for Mary for other bills and things that may pop up. And that would be a coverage amount of $20,000 with
Okay.
$40,000 of accidental coverage. And that would be 125 bucks with your veterans discount. So just to recap there, sir, we had the bronze option was $10,000 natural, 20,000 accidental for 75. The silver was 20 or 15,000 and 30,000 accidental for 100. And then the gold was $20,000 of coverage and $40,000 of accidental for 125. Given
Right.
those, got that? Okay.
Yeah. I got it.
Given those three options, the gold, the silver, and the bronze, which one would make the most sense for you?
I mean, I guess I'd go with the silver, but I got to talk it over with her.
Yeah, of course. And
Or,
Mary, sir, being the beneficiary, obviously this can't be a secret from her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course not.
Do you mind if I make a recommendation for you, sir?
Yeah, you can do that.
So, with this sort of thing, we still do have to send in the request for coverage, which I'm going to do with you on the phone and hopefully get you approved. What we recommend is that we just apply for the silver option or even the bronze, whatever's the most comfortable for you. That way, you can make sure you get approved and you'll have some immediate coverage in place in case something happens. Because once you're approved and you talk to Mary, you could always increase the coverage later if she wants to do that. Does that
Right.
make sense, sir?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Okay. So what we'll do now is we'll send in the request for coverage and hopefully get the approval. Now, if for whatever reason they decline you, we can always go to the next lowest option. Just keep in mind they don't approve everybody, but obviously I'm going to do my very best here to make sure we can get the coverage, okay?
All right. Yeah.
So I'm just going to confirm some basic information with you. I'm going to reconfirm some of your medical questions, even though I already know the answers. I'm just required to ask these things for the carrier record by law. And then we'll be listing the beneficiary and choosing the effective date. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, perfect. And I know you had some previous coverage in place through work and some other policy, but is this something you've been thinking about for a while, making sure you had something in place specifically to cover that burial cost so Mary didn't have to come out of pocket for that?
I mean, not necessarily, but I know I need to get it taken care of here.
Yeah, we hear a lot of horror stories here, sir, about people that call in or really spouses or children of veterans that call in thinking they had some coverage in place and sometimes they never got it or something happened where they weren't able to get approved. So of course, our goal is just to make sure that whenever that day does come, she's receiving a check instead of having to write one. You know what I mean?
Makes sense. Yeah, no, I mean, that's kind of how I feel. I know I need to get it taken care of, getting pretty
Yes.
damn expensive.
Yes, sir. Yeah, everything's getting up there nowadays. You know what I mean? I'm
For
gonna have to
sure.
start walking to work here soon.
Shit, you and I both.
All right, sir. So I'm gonna go through the application here with you. This first question is kind of silly, but just for legal purposes, I'm gonna spell your name as I see it, and you just let me know we have it correct, okay?
All right.
So it is Pierce Gunderson, and that's Pierce. And then your last name, Gunderson, correct?
That's correct.
Height and weight, 5'11", 185.
Yep.
Date of birth was January 1st, 1950, correct?
Sure.
All right. And then upon approval, you are going to get a physical policy packet sent out to your house in the mail. What's the best mailing address for you?
Um, 1705 Frederica.
All right. 1705 Frederica. Is that an avenue, road, drive?
That's street.
All right. 1705 Frederica Street. And the zip code there in Georgia?
31522.
All right. Perfect. And then the phone number that I'm talking to you on right now, the one you're calling me from that ends in 7102, is this the best phone number for you, sir?
Yeah, that works.
All right. Perfect. Do you have an email address?
Yeah, this Pierce Gunderson at Yahoo.
All right. Pierce Gunderson at yahoo.com. And then were you born in the state of Georgia as well?
Born and raised.
All right, perfect. And next question's kind of silly, but obviously you are a United States citizen, correct?
Sure, I hope so.
All right, perfect. I thought so. And then for the medical underwriting, what's your social?
Uh, I have to give you that.
Yes, sir. That they require that for the medical underwriting just to verify your medical records, but the line is secure and it doesn't go anywhere, okay?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like giving that out, but
Yeah.
1111111.
All right, perfect. So just to repeat that for you, sir, Mr. Pierce, I have 111111111, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, perfect.
Better
So
not
now,
go nowhere now.
no, sir. Everything is secure. They just need that for the medical verification. That's how they check the MIB report. And most veterans I talk to feel the same way, sir. That's why we send you over a copy of the state license so you know you're talking to, okay?
Yeah, okay.
So now they're just going to validate your identity and make sure you're not a robot or anything, which I'm pretty sure you're not because we're on the phone right now. And then just to reconfirm a few of these medical questions, I had you down for type 2 diabetes, currently taking metformin, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
When were you originally diagnosed with that, sir?
Shit, I don't know, man. 20 years ago.
All right, got it. And then you did take amlodipine for high blood pressure, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Any brain tumors or brain aneurysms?
I hope not.
Okay. Any COVID-19 related hospitalizations in the last 90 days?
Yeah, no, not for me.
Okay, very good. And then in the next couple of years, do you plan on doing any dangerous activities such as bungee jumping, skydiving, or rock climbing?
You never know.
All
I'm
right.
planning on it.
All right, good. Those days are mostly behind you, right?
Mostly.
All right, perfect. Well, we'll keep that a secret. I'm gonna put no on the application. And then just to reconfirm your beneficiary, sir, that will be your wife, Mary Gunderson, and her date of birth was March
Yeah, that's
2nd,
right.
1950, correct?
Correct.
All right. And she will be receiving, for right now, we're just going to apply for that silver option. So if something happens to you, she will be receiving 100% of the death benefit, correct?
Yeah. I
All right.
want that
Perfect.
from no one else.
Beautiful. How long have you guys been married for, by the way, sir?
And eons.
You got any tips for me?
Uh, I got nothing for you, brother. Good luck.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. Thanks for the warm words.
He's always right.
She's always right. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty good at that one. All right. And then the last part here, Mr. Pierce, this is just the state's anti-money laundering verification, which it looks like upon approval, you would be qualified for what's called Social Security billing, which just means it would be drafted in accordance to that date. And I know that you're still working, so I'm not even sure if you collecting Social Security, sir, or you just your employment.
Nah, I'm about to. Not yet.
All right, perfect, sir. So that just means that you still qualify for veteran billing, which just means it would be drafted in accordance to that date, whether it's best for you on the first of the month, the third of the month, second, third, fourth Wednesday, or maybe the 15th of the month. What's typically the best time of the month for you, sir?
I guess the middle of the month.
Okay, perfect. And then is your name Pierce Gunderson the same as it appears in our veteran system as I spelled it to you earlier, as it is with your financial institution, Synovus Bank, that you opened in Georgia?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. It looks like we are partnered with them in the state system. That just means that 9 out of 10 times, the routing number that it automates for me on my screen is correct. It should be 061-100-606. Could you grab a checkbook to confirm it for me, sir?
I mean, what do you need that for?
So they have to make sure that the name on the account that matches your name also matches the name of the insured. They got to make sure you're not trying to launder any money. It's actually you that's doing this, okay?
Yeah, I guess. Um, I don't know if I got anything of that on it though, to be honest with you here.
Okay. Do you know if you have like a checkbook laying around or maybe a bank statement that might have that number on there? I already have the number, sir. I just need you to confirm it for me.
I might. I don't know. I'd have to go dig around.
Okay. Go ahead and look real quick, sir. I'll just be right here.
All right. Yeah, I found this checkbook.
All right. So at the bottom left-hand corner, that's going to be the routing number. Let me know that I have it correct. 061-100-606. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, perfect. And then what's your account number?
Now, I'm not going to be paying here right now or anything, am I?
So the first
What do you
premium will
need?
go out on the effective date. And being that today is the 4th of the month, that'll be for you, unless you want a different date, sir, that will be the 15th of the month. So that would be in about 11 days from now. So you should be receiving your policy packet in the mail before it actually goes into effect. Again, Mr. Pierce, the first step here is just making sure we can get you approved, okay?
Okay.
All right. What was that account number?
111 1111.
All right, perfect, sir. So just to reconfirm everything, I'm just required to do so. I have the routing number as 061 100 606. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. And then the account number was 111 1111.
That's right.
All right, perfect, sir. So at this point, Mr. Pierce, and just to pause real quick outside of the walkthrough, at this point, if you have the state license, you'd be doing the application on the phone with the client, go through the text codes, get them the policy number, all that good stuff. But we're gonna skip that part. So all right, Mr. Pierce. So at this point, everything is fully submitted and approved. If you don't, and again, side note, if you don't actually do the application on the phone with them, don't say approved yet. But so at this point, Mr. Pierce, everything is fully submitted. A couple of things to recap. The coverage we applied for was the $15,000 of coverage, and the name of the carrier is Americo, as you saw in the text messages, okay?
Okay.
It's going to go into effect on the 15th of the month.
Right.
And you will be receiving that policy packet in the mail at the address you gave to me earlier. That can take up to 10 or 12 business days to arrive. But if you don't see it within 2 weeks, please give me a call back and let me know, okay?
All right, I'll do that.
And then the number that I texted you from, sir, where I sent you my state license, that 912-432 blah, blah, blah number, that is my direct line. It's the same number my mom, my friends, and family call me on. So if you or Mary or anything, you ever needed anything at all in regards to this coverage, whether you need to add more coverage or you ever have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm the first point of contact if you ever need to change anything or you ever have any questions, okay?
All right, I'll save it.
Yes, sir. Save that number in your phone or write it down if you want to. And I recommend saving it as like Joseph Insurance or something like that because let's be honest here, Mr. Pierce. I really like you, but we've only spoken for 30 minutes and you'll probably forget my name in a couple weeks, which is totally fine. I don't expect you to remember it, but I just want you to be able to find my number if you need it. So save it as like Joseph Insurance or something like that, okay?
I can do that.
All right. And then lastly here, we always contact the Department of Insurance in the state. We let them know that we completed your request for coverage and submitted an application. We do that so it should remove you from any kind of list of solicitations about this coverage. So nobody other than myself or the carrier Americo should ever contact you asking for any personal information.
All
But
right.
you know how the internet is these days, sir. You may get some calls, but nothing will be in regards to what we did. So if anybody gives you a call saying that they're my manager or they work with me or your application's incomplete or due for review or anything like that, it's typically a line of BS from some telemarketer. And just tell them to kick rocks or give me a call and I can report that number to the state fraud, okay?
Okay.
We know the coverage is important for you and Mary. Obviously, I know we want to make sure that burial is taken care of for her. So we just don't want anybody messing with the coverage, okay, sir?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
All right, perfect. And then, are there any other questions or concerns I may have left unanswered for you, sir?
Shit, man, I think we're good now. I got your number.
All right, perfect. If you ever have any questions or once you talk to Mary about this and she decides you guys need more coverage for any specific reason, just let me know and we can always add on to it. Lastly, I know this is kind of a cheesy question here, sir, but was I of service to you and Miss Mary and your loved ones today?
Yeah, man, I appreciate your help. I really do.
Absolutely. All right, beautiful. It was a pleasure talking to you, sir. I appreciate your service for this country and I appreciate you allowing me to serve you. Hope you have a blessed rest of your day and continue to stay safe and healthy, okay?
Yeah, you too, man. God bless.
God bless. All right, perfect. So, just for time purposes, I told Pierce not to make it too difficult on me and give me a ton of objections there, but gave a few. And that is how it's going to be a lot of the time. Like, Pierce was kind of like a very nonchalant, just like, whatever customer, which you're going to get a lot of the time. For the sake of like the recording, I didn't go on and on about like building the why, but obviously in a real situation, I would have spent a little bit more time building the why, asking what the financial situation is like, asking how much income Mary has without him, things like that, asking about other bills that may need to be paid off, like especially for somebody that's really nonchalant, they don't really seem like they care too much or really need it or wanted it. Like you want to focus on building the why, or else they're probably not going to end up buying it. So. But yeah, that's it. Anything else you want to add, Pierce?
No, I mean, you've
Yeah.
been
just wanted to give a walkthrough so people can listen to it and just kind of get the tonality down. So
You're gonna get, objections throughout. Maybe not at every point, and sometimes though you're gonna get hit way more than I hit Joey. So
definitely.
kind of be ready for them at all
Yeah.
points.
Expect to get a lot of objections, obviously, in the introduction. Like, I don't need this coverage. I already have coverage. Have a couple lines, one-liners ready for that. You're going to get social objections a lot. You're going to get banking objections a lot. And you're going to get the I want to think about it or talk to my wife objection a lot. So, those are like the main four areas like introduction, social, banking, I want to think about it, or the closing objection, right? So, have three or four different ways memorized. And we have a few in the script, in the PDF on how to overcome those, but form them in your own words, have a couple of different ways to overcome each objection ready to go. And just most importantly, when you do get an objection, stay calm, stay collected. Don't feel like you have to rush and answer it really quickly. Take your time, just sound like this is what you do every single day. Yeah, most veterans, they feel the same way. The reason why they do need that, sir, that's just how they verify your medical records, but all your information is secure, okay? And then the banking, that they do have to validate the name on the account matches your name. They don't feel comfortable giving the checkbook out, the account number of the phone. Use the check line, which is just like, sir, have you ever paid anybody with a check or anything like that before? Bought a car, paid in a gardener with a check? Yeah, so as you see there, sir, it does have the routing and account number on the bottom. That information can't be used to go on a shopping spree. It can only be used by legitimate financial institutions like banks, okay? All right, what's your account number? Just super calm and just keep trying and trying and trying. Sometimes it's going to take three, four, five times of saying a different overcome before they finally give it to you. So just don't give up.
And a good way to avoid, I mean, you're going to run into objections no matter what, but especially when you're starting out, just confidence in what you say, even if you don't know what you're talking about yet. Confidence and just assumptiveness of the close. Assume you're going to get to the end, assume we're going to get approval, assume like you're taking them through the whole process from the beginning, be confident about it the whole time.
Yeah, you're the one. Just remember, you're the one with the insurance license. They are not, right? So it's like this is your job is to help them get coverage in place for their family. And people like that's a little anecdote I told is true. Like people push this off and think and want to think about it, want to delay it all the time. Like at the end of the day, though, insurance, and I'll tell this to people all the time, like, sir, insurance is not the most fun topic to think about. Nobody likes to think about death. And with this sort of thing, it's always just going to get put on the back burner until it's too late. My job is to help you here get this coverage in place today while we're on the phone before God forbid something happens and it is too late, because that happens every single day. Just remember that like if they do put it off, either A, they're going to pass away with no coverage and they're going to wish they had gotten it, or B, the next person who calls them is going to be a better closer than you and they're going to make the money that you should have made. So don't be afraid to push.